Greetings viewers, this is Mike speaking, here to give you my review on Avengers Age of Ultron. Now all I can say now for this is, holy kittens, this was a movie that got everybody talking. Now I got a good news and a bad news. The good news is, I enjoy the film. The bad news is, not many people seem to enjoy it. Apart from being too rushed to being misleading and other kinds of things, it didn't give us like a big hype and didn't escalate from its predecessor. That's what I may say, because the Avengers movie was a really great film that showed that you can put a team of superheroes in one movie, and they are bound to clash, but still they end up finding a way to get up their feet and save the day. However, Age of Ultron kind of tried to do the same thing, but it didn't really escalate very well as we thought it would. Because if you have seen the trailers, you know that the film seems so dark and it felt like Ultron was undefeatable and there was no way the Avengers could beat him or win this battle, that possibly it's going to end in many deaths. But it wasn't that way. And also, another thing, it felt like there weren't going to be that many jokes. There hardly going to be any jokes. No jokes at all. Oh, when you see this trailer, like, there's almost nothing funny. A couple of scenes are funny, but it was just mostly going to be dark, and pretty much that's it, dark. That's all I can think about. But as you watch this movie, there are so many funny moments. There are even the same amount of the first film, or even more, if I may say. But okay, let's get to problem number one: the rush moments. There were plenty of them that seemed quite rushed. Like the fact that Ultron, like when he's created and he comes out as a broken down robot, and then like 5 minutes later you have him all in his final form, Ultron Prime. Yeah, that was a big jump. Like, how do we get from A to N of Age of Ultron in just like 5 minutes? It just doesn't make quite sense, you know. Another one was like backstory seemed quite short, and yeah, there are backstories in this film that really showed a few superheroes, but it just seemed like it was shortened down, especially Thor's. That was the one that seemed like the shortest one, but I can explain why it seemed like most scenes were cut short in this movie. It was because the film originally was going to be like 3.5 hours compared to 2.5 hours that it had. So an hour of footage was taken out, but they just tried to make sure to make it flow well. But in the end, it ended up taking a little more than what we thought we were gonna get. So, oops, I guess, but, well, that's what happened. Joss Whedon had a bunch of ideas, but they just cut it down. I don't blame him and stuff, because, hey, we don't want it to be too long, and we don't want it to be too short. We want it to be over 2 hours, but not over 3, of course. But I'm rambling, so let's move on. Were there any pluses in this movie? Yes, there were a lot. First off, the Avengers were awesome. Ultron was outstanding, and yeah, that's pretty much I can summarize through the whole movie. I'll actually talk about some of the characters. Scarlet Witch was amazing. I did enjoy her, but I can't say the same thing with Quicksilver. I kind of enjoyed more the X-Men Days of Future Past Quicksilver. I'm sorry, this Quicksilver. I just like the other one better. But yeah, that's all I can say. It just didn't give me much. Just his speed and one-liners and backstory. Awesome. A nice accent, I may say. You didn't see that one coming? I don't know. Black Widow was the one that seemed to surprise me even more. So much backstory towards her that impressed me. Thor rocked it really well. But the thing is, that's the point. In an Avengers movie, he is amazing. In a Thor film, he's not. He can't pull off a movie himself, but he can pull off an Avengers movie well. Like, he was great, he was funny, he was awesome, but In a Thor movie, I can't say the same thing, but yeah, he really did. But we're talking about Avengers, so as an Avenger, he was awesome. I loved everything. I mean, too bad that most of his backstory was like cut down a lot. Out of all the Avengers, I think my favorites have to be Hawkeye and the Hulk. Of course, the Hulk you can think, because I love the Hulk so much. Me and my dad love the Hulk so much. But mainly because and since most people love the Hulk so much, seemed to be a lot of screen time, because most people complain that in the first movie, there wasn't much screen time for the Hulk. But as for me, I didn't say that in my review because I really didn't have anything to complain. There was enough Hulk for me. That seemed like enough Hulk for the movie. But I guess for the fans, it didn't seem the same way. So they added more Hulk in this film. In every review, who cannot talk about the fight between Hulk and the Hulkbuster? It was one of the greatest scenes in the whole movie. Like, I first thought it wasn't going to be that much, but there is plenty. I enjoy the film. You know, many people who were not comic book fans enjoy that scene, which, like, there was a moment where we all, like, went, oh no, oh, and it was great. Those tiny moments that make the movie experience awesome. As for Hawkeye, I remember in a website said that Hawkeye was going to be awesome in this film, because apparently he wasn't awesome in the first film, and I was like, screw you, Hawkeye was awesome. What you meant to say is Hawkeye is going to be more awesome. And yes, he is more awesome, especially because we're giving more background over him, which I will say it later. I don't want to spoil anything. I will make a spoiler video just in case, at least for that. If there's any character that rocked it in this film, was Stan Lee. He said that this was going to be the greatest cameo he had ever done yet, and he was right all along. This cameo was incredible. Everyone in the theater loved this cameo, loved Stan Lee, and it was great seeing him in the Avengers sequel. It was awesome. Now, the film is filled with so much destruction. There are so many moments that just spells out Civil War, Civil War, Civil War. More, because here you have Iron Man struggling with responsibilities once again, which is awesome. You can see his side, and then you have Captain America fighting for what's right, which is even more awesome. And then there are some tensions that go throughout the film that just says Civil War, Civil War. And yes, it does. That we're expecting for Civil War to be awesome. So. But that's not only that's not the only movie that it promotes. Since it's an Avengers sequel, of course it is going to talk about the next Avengers sequels, which is Infinity War, which laid a bunch of Easter eggs that got us ready for that movie that will come in 3 to 4 years. Hoorah! And that's the other plus, the Easter eggs. Of course, I don't know if there were little amount of Easter eggs, but still, it was good enough Easter eggs to promote Civil War and Infinity War. But that was not only the films that it promoted. It also promoted for the future movies like Black Panther and one of my most anticipating Marvel films, Ragnarok. I am really excited to know what is going to happen in this film. So yeah, good Easter eggs. Vision was incredible. Paul Bettany was outstanding as Vision. He really looked the part. He really sounded the part. That's how I thought Vision was going to look like. And he was outstanding a lot. I really enjoyed the way how they made Vision, how they created him, and how they managed to cheat a little bit of the stone of its design, of how he looks and all. Which I'd say that is clever. I don't know what to say. Like I kind of want to say so many other things about it, but it just feels like I'll be spoiling the film, which I won't. I will actually put a spoiler review later on, not this week, but hopefully next week. unique. But as for now, that's all I can say about it. So let me wrap it up. So what was the fate of the film? Well, Age of Ultron was given positive reviews. Used a little mix between the audience, but still positive from critics, and became a box office success. As for the future, we got like a bunch of films coming our way. So we already know what's the future for Marvel. And you know what film I'm anticipating. Not Ant-Man, but Civil War. So my rating for this film, I'm going to give it a 10. And mainly because it may not be comic book accurate, but they managed to find a way to tweak it a little bit and be as effective as the comic book origin. And with the amount of Easter eggs, it was really made it even more awesome to split up to a 10. However, due to letting it so much that it seemed rushed, it just kind of had to downgrade up to the 11th scale. So in most cases, it's still pretty good, almost perfect superhero film, if I may say. Not a perfect film, but still a great superhero film that, if I ever do show some of my favorite superhero sequels, this one is gonna be on this list. So yeah, that is all I can say, and if you like this video, you can like it and subscribe for more, and tune in next time and you will see what comes next, and as always, thanks for watching. Bye bye. And it kind of makes people ask this question, is this film going to escalate to Civil War? Yes, it is. There are lots of moments that just spell out Civil War. Civil War, Civil War. Yes, there is, because